Windows or Mac? This is a question that many first-time computer buyers ask, and the differing opinions from users on both sides can often lead to confusion. That's why I believe this video will be incredibly useful for anyone in the market for a new laptop. Both operating systems have their shortcomings when compared to their rivals. It's now 2025, and if you're in the market for a new laptop, I can offer some insights as someone who owns 3 Macs and 4 Windows laptops, having used both systems extensively. Let's begin with Windows and its primary advantage, gaming. Windows laptops can run the majority of computer games available, a claim that cannot be made for Macs despite Apple's efforts to improve this in recent years. The main issue with gaming on a Mac isn't the lack of available games, but rather that those games which are accessible on both platforms are generally optimized to perform better on Windows, resulting in superior performance. Furthermore, gaming on Windows benefits from another significant advantage: its more open ecosystem. Which platform is superior for coding and application development? Which one offers the best performance in the budget-friendly category? Which is more suitable for photo and video editing? Your experiences in these areas will be shaped by various factors including performance, design, and ecosystem. So if you're prepared, let's dive into performance. First up, performance. In this segment, we will primarily assess performance through the lenses of 3D modeling, gaming, and 4K video editing, as these are the most resource-intensive tasks for a computer. Additionally, we will also consider web design, coding, and application development, since specific details in these fields can be more critical than the overall performance of laptops. Both platforms offer adequate capabilities for tasks like application development and coding. Your best option in these areas is determined by the programming language of your application. When it comes to web design, Mac OS is generally the better choice since web design is based on Unix, which is the foundation of Mac OS, and MacBooks offer the best compatibility in this domain. Windows allows for extensive customization and upgrades to your machines, especially if you choose high-end components or decide to build the system yourself. This video isn't specifically about gaming laptops. Another benefit of Windows over Mac is the variety of hardware options available. Many companies manufacture Windows laptops, from well-known brands to innovative newcomers like Framework, which produces repairable and easily upgradable Windows laptops. Windows devices support a wide range of video editing software and come with features like extra RAM slots to improve your computer's speed. However, one of the most notable advantages of the MacBook, as previously mentioned, is that M-series processors can perform relatively lightweight tasks as quickly as those on the Windows side. This makes MacBooks feel more liberating. If you travel frequently or your work requires mobility, MacBooks allow you to achieve high performance without being connected to a power outlet. Additionally, the same situation applies to most photo editing and digital drawing programs. Applications such as Photoshop, Lightroom, and After Effects are available on both systems, yet on Macs, users can benefit from a lightweight operation that doesn't compromise performance. On the flip side, if you're keen on music production software like FL Studio or Logic Pro, a strong processor and good battery life are crucial. This makes the MacBook a solid option in this field. Additionally, there's another area where MacBooks excel, which I intend to discuss further in the design section. In general, Windows laptops can be outfitted with more powerful GPUs, and the new Copilot Plus laptops are Windows PCs that operate on ARM chip architecture. These new devices, like the Victus laptop I'm reviewing, boast significantly better battery life that can compete with or even exceed that of the MacBook Pro. Moreover, the standby battery life with this new architecture has greatly improved. I've kept the Victus laptop closed for weeks and it hardly lost any battery during standby. Another advantage that Windows has over Mac is its specific applications. Although you can run Windows on a Mac to access certain programs for specific users, such as college students, these applications often run more efficiently on Windows. The fourth advantage I would attribute to Windows over Mac is its unique software design features. This isn't to say that Mac software design doesn't have its own strengths, but Windows includes features like magnetic windowing, which allows for easy split screen or window configurations by dragging windows to the edges or top of the screen. Interestingly, Apple has decided to incorporate this excellent Windows feature in their upcoming Mac OS Sequoia release. Another software benefit for Windows is its usual backward compatibility, enabling users to run older Windows programs on newer versions of the operating system and hardware. Another great feature of a Mac is its built-in Messages app, which syncs with your iPhone to show your message history, something you can't do with the Windows Phone Link app. Another fantastic ecosystem feature is the ability to answer a phone call on your Mac, or if you start a call on your iPhone, it's easy to transfer that call to your Mac with a single tap. If you wear an Apple Watch that you've already authenticated into, you can use it to automatically unlock your Mac with Apple's Auto Unlock feature. The next advantage I give to Mac OS is with specific parts of its software design. Overall, I say Mac OS is more sleek to look at. Microsoft has a large customer base that relies on legacy features, resulting in settings that appear to be from the 90s. On the other hand, Mac OS offers a visually cohesive experience throughout. Moreover, Microsoft has made a rather irritating design choice regarding its widgets. The Discover feed is activated by default, showcasing numerous clickbait news headlines in the Microsoft Start area. This somewhat undermines the overall experience of the OS, but thankfully you can turn it off. Another frustrating design element in Windows is related to its Edge browser. For example, when you get a new Windows machine and try to download another browser like Chrome, you encounter at least 3 pop-ups that say things like, "Did you know Edge and Chrome are pretty much the same since they both use the Chromium browser infrastructure?" Or, "Did you know you can import all your saved passwords from Chrome to Edge?" Honestly, I need a solid reason to use Edge, otherwise I'll just stick with Chrome. One aspect of Mac OS that I prefer is its built-in support for pinning widgets to the desktop, just like on your phone. Another feature that Mac OS has taken from mobile design is Launchpad, which displays all your installed apps on your Mac in a single view, and I really enjoy that. Next, I would say that Siri is another advantage of the Mac. Microsoft has been making significant strides in the AI hype with Copilot on Windows, even going as far as to give it its own key on devices like the Surface laptop. However, at the time of this recording, Copilot cannot perform tasks for you on Windows, such as finding specific files or changing system settings, which Apple's Assistant can do. Moreover, since your Mac is connected with your other Apple devices, Apple's Assistant on the Mac can easily set up calendar events, start notes, or create reminders that will sync across all your Apple devices without any additional effort or the need to download extra software. Another point in favor of the Mac over Windows is the quality of its hardware. This isn't to suggest that you can't find a Windows computer that rivals Apple's hardware quality. My point is that it's still possible to end up with a rather poor Windows machine. On the other hand, while Apple has had some design missteps over the years, like the butterfly keyboard in the 2010s, their hardware is generally quite dependable. Their touchpads are superb, featuring haptic feedback and smooth scrolling. The Studio Display is one of the best value monitors available, known for its color accuracy and 5K resolution. In general, Apple's displays are exceptional. Their laptops boast a classic design, and the current keyboards on their laptops are considered some of the best in the industry. So, should you choose a Mac or a PC? If gaming is your main focus, go for a Windows PC. That choice is quite simple. The next aspect to consider is your overall budget. If you only have a couple of $100s to spend, a Windows PC, particularly for a new computer, is likely your only option, although a used Mac could also be a possibility. At the time of recording, the most affordable new Mac from Apple is the Mac Pro, which retails for $699. The least expensive laptop they offer is the MacBook Air, which starts at $999, though I've seen new models on sale for around $800. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, I would personally recommend getting a Mac due to the many ecosystem benefits it offers. However, if you don't prioritize those ecosystem advantages and are looking for a desktop computer, assuming you're comfortable with the UI and design of either operating system, I will personally recommend a Windows desktop since they are generally more repairable and easier to upgrade over time. If you're considering an all-in-one computer, I would suggest an iMac as Apple's display tends to be superior to what you find on most competing Windows all-in-ones. Additionally, iMacs feature a timeless design available in various colors, making them suitable for any room and aesthetic. Now, if a laptop is what you're after, Apple has dominated the market in recent years with their exceptional blend of performance and battery life. However, as of 2024, there is new competition in the laptop arena thanks to the introduction of Windows Copilot and PCs. These devices also utilize ARM chips, providing comparable performance and impressive battery life, sometimes even surpassing the MacBook Air. When it comes to laptops, I recommend comparing prices, specifications, and considering the ecosystem before making a decision.